Hi, everyone. I'm David from the podcast team at I-Fal, your friendly English learning app. I'm really happy you're here with me today. We have 5 interesting news stories from Israel, all in simple English. I'll give you a short summary, share a little warm Israeli perspective, and explain some useful words along the way. Let's get started. 1. What to watch in September 2025. First up, an article about the best TV series coming this September. We have shows like Slow Horses, Morning Show, Borderland, Only Killers in the Building, and Generation 5 all returning. Also, Wednesday is continuing, and fun new series like Guy Ritchie's Movie Land and the next season of The Office are arriving. Hot TV brings another round of the excellent spy show, The Agency, plus many light mysteries on Yes. Summary. In September, many popular series and new shows will appear on streaming and cable in Israel. There is something for every taste: drama, comedy, mystery, and more. Israeli perspective. After a long day at work or after army duty, nothing feels better than chilling on the couch with a cup of coffee from Aroma or Espresso. I know traffic in Tel Aviv can be a nightmare, but at least you can watch a new episode in the evening, relax, and forget the busy street noise for a while. Everyday connection. Maybe you found a show you love on your phone while waiting for your bus. Or when you meet friends for coffee, you end up recommending the latest hit you watched the night before. 2. A movie instead of therapy. The second story is about two Israeli filmmakers, Mikal Barazis and Oded Ben-Nun. They worked in Hollywood with Brian Cox, then came back to Israel and made a new movie called Foreign Language. The film follows a heroine, Gibvra, the main female character, who uses cinema to explore her own relationship. They say that making a movie with your partner can be less scary than going to therapy, and it might even bring you closer. Summary. Mikal and Ode returned to Israel from Hollywood. Their new film looks at a couple in a creative and unusual way instead of a normal couples therapy session. Israeli perspective. In Israel, we love talking. We sit in a cafe, maybe Aroma or Cafe Greg, and we share our feelings over a small coffee. Here, talking to a filmmaker about a movie can be as open as therapy, but in a fun and creative style. It feels natural, like chatting with a friend. Everyday connection. If you ever had an argument with your partner, maybe you found that making something together, like a simple home video, helped you see things differently. Art can be a friendly mirror for our lives. 3. A big Israeli exit. The third article covers a huge business story. Edwards, a major American medical equipment company, purchased the Israeli firm Vectorius for $497 million. Vectorius makes advanced medical devices, MK, including tiny implants to help patients with heart disease. After the deal, about 120 employees in Israel will keep working at the local development center. Summary. A big American company bought an Israeli medical tech startup for nearly $500 million. Vectorius's workers will stay in Israel to develop new products. Israeli perspective. We all know someone who works in high tech. Maybe you have a neighbor who codes late at night, or a friend at a startup accelerator in Tel Aviv. When a local company makes a big exit, the sale of a company, we feel proud. It shows that small Israel can produce world-class innovation. Everyday connection. Sometimes you read such news on your phone while standing in line at the bank or buying a falafel. It reminds you that big success stories can start at your kitchen table. 4. Talk of budgets, taxes, and rates. Next, let's talk about politics in a neutral way, focusing on the economy. The finance minister met with business leaders to prepare the 2026 budget, TTKT-SI-B. But there's some disagreement. One top official warned of a risky vertigo if there isn't a plan. The minister said he expects the budget to pass. He also mentioned that if the interest rate, RIBT, does not go down, he may cut taxes, to help families and companies. Summary. The minister and business representatives discussed the next year's government budget. There is hope for approval, but also talk of reducing taxes if borrowing costs stay high. Israeli perspective. We all feel the pinch when prices go up, like the cost of coffee or bus fare. Even at the corner cafe, you might think twice before ordering a second latte if taxes increase. When interest rates rise, loans become more expensive. It's like paying an extra fee on your mortgage or credit card. Everyday connection. You might see the news on your phone while standing at a bus stop in Petah Tikva. It affects your household budget, from bills to groceries, so it's good to know what's happening in the budget talks. 5. The Science Lounge in Tel Aviv. Finally, an article about a science gathering called The Lounge. Members of the Friends of the Weizmann Institute met in Tel Aviv to hear lectures by Professor Ifat Marble and Dr. Il Holta. They discussed their current research and spoke about regional challenges and opportunities for Israel's security and science development. Summary. Science enthusiasts gathered for talks on research and regional issues. Professors shared insights into projects that aim to help Israel's future. Israeli perspective. In high school, many of us joined science clubs or math teams. It's the same vibe. Bright people, interesting chats, and maybe free coffee on the side. Here, experts explain complex topics in a friendly way, almost like chatting with your teacher in a small group. Everyday connection. If you ever went to a meetup at a library or a cafe, you know the feeling, learning something new, meeting people who share your passion. That's what this lounge event is all about. Words we learned today: budget. SIB, a plan for how to spend money, for a government or organization device. MKH, a small machine or tool for a specific task. Exit. YTC, in business, the sale of a company to another firm. Interest rate. Ribite, the extra money you pay when you borrow. Money tax. EMS, money paid to the government on income or goods. Heroin. Guy VR, the main female character in a story or film. I really enjoyed helping you learn some English today, and I hope these stories connected well to our everyday life in Israel. Don't forget to check out the I-Fal app for more episodes and lessons. Only 20 shekels per lesson. See you next time.